My name is Lucy Mwendwa and this is JCC TV, where we bring you the uncompromised gospel. And tonight I am honored to host one person that, I knew before I knew him. And I still refer to him as Senator Omar. And karibu sana, first of all.
Thank you very much.
You are commonly known as Senator Omar.
Yes, because I served as senator for Mombasa.
Yes.
In 2013 to 2017.
And to still have that title, even after you were not serving on the same for 5 years, you must have done something different.
Maybe I think it's the last title I held and people just felt that's probably the easiest form of reference. I think largely also there were some expectations that then the senator who came after myself would also raise the bar. And I think that might not have been the case.
Yes, so you talked about an expectation and raising the bar too high. You know, titles come and go and leaders come and go, but still retaining that same title, I think it's something that the people acknowledge that you did this.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's the comment I take.
What's your style of leadership?
Participatory, where you acknowledge that everybody has a role to play, and you play your part based on the kind of expectations that people have of you, and the legal and constitutional framework. So some of these offices that we seek are not just private offices; they are created by law and by the Constitution, and there are certain expectations of these offices. So beyond that, though, you can, mutate yourself into a mentor. You can mutate yourself into a social worker, so that you are able to, beyond just the legal or constitutional mandate, to deliver a lot more in terms of the various facets of the society.
Can you say that your the post you had formerly of being into human rights, did it contribute to what you delivered during your tenure?
Yeah, I think my view is that my bid for senator and my service was just a continuation of my human rights work. It's simply that a new constitution came into force that created the office of the senator. It created the devolution architecture, and it became something that I had always aspired for, to see governments closer to people, and governments, dispensing of some of the most basic issues of dignity and social justice. So that was my aspiration, and the constitutional framework just provided for that. To deliver water to the people, to deliver healthcare to the people, to deliver services that include housing. And therefore, it was just an advancement of the very human rights agenda.
You're vying for the governor of Mombasa County, and you're going to the ballot tomorrow. What's your top priority?
I think the top priority is the priority of the coalition, and in fact, almost the entire leadership of the Coast region, of the Kenya Kwanza side, to actually have a return of the port functions to Mombasa, to trigger the economy that has almost is on the brink of collapse. So I'm certain that we have to trigger the economy, and then in addition to that, we want to create a system where we expand the people's avenues to livelihoods by the bottom-up economic model, by providing working capital to those who have business ideas, youth, women, and everybody else, to advance their basic issues about getting a decent income, and by that having a decent life. But for the more localized issues, I want to ensure that we end the red tape when it comes to matters of doing small-scale businesses here in Mombasa. We want to ensure that we have every family having access to clean and safe water. We want to ensure that we provide quality and accessible and free healthcare. We want to ensure we deal with the land issues in Mombasa and the coast region, and we want to ensure that we deal with we restore the environment. This issue of having garbage everywhere in the county is untenable.
And you vied last during the
Elections,
last
yeah,
election,
absolutely.
and you came up third.
Yes, that didn't go too well.
Have you changed your strategy?
Yeah,
What have you done
we've
this
changed
time?
strategy, we've changed coalition, we've changed the partnership, we've come rebranded, re-energized with a greater litany of actors. You saw just they just concluded the service by Bishop Lai. We had a whole litany of MPs and leaders who came from all over the country
Yeah.
to strengthen our hand and our bid for governor. So we are actually on course this time around more than we were in the last time, and therefore we've learned from that process and are able to now apply the experience of that last process to this particular election.
And I think what we saw there, we saw leaders from all over the country come to support you. What's the importance of teamwork and relating well with people when it comes to leadership?
We're serious as Kenya Kwanza. We're very serious about a Kenya that is progressive and different. So we're simply saying that this is a seat that is important for Mombasa. It's also important for the coalition, and it's important for Kenya. We know what the outgoing leadership has done, the way the city has been literally brought to its knees, almost at a standstill. The economy is shattered, the livelihoods are shattered, the kind of acrimony, animosity. I think, therefore, we have an opportunity now to transform the lives of our people by voting wisely and and putting into consideration the performance of the outgoing government and its candidates is in its totality.
And can we as a people hold you accountable, or say that you're going to fulfill every promise that you've made during the campaign trail and the manifesto?
I will. That is accountability I'm willing to be held to. We are only promising what we know we will deliver, and none of it is out of reach. All of it is within reach, and it is possible to deliver as a country or as a county. And it's not out of our means, it's within our means.
Can we say that we are really in a democratic society
in Kenya? Yeah, we've aspired for it. It's our institutions are working, particularly the judiciary. There is definitely not as much accountability within some of the desired areas, like the police service and other public institutions. The executive has to comply with the new constitution, the Constitution 2010. But nonetheless, we still breathe a sign of freedom. Where we need to now actualize is for the Kenyan public to see more and more advantage accrue to them when it comes to matters of the economy. We don't want the political freedoms. We now must have economic freedom. And I think free ourselves from state capture and the monopolization of the country's economy by a few, by ensuring that the advantages are shared within the mass of the people at the bottom. So I think we have an opportunity to turn the tide of the economic injustice and imbalances.
So you're saying that wealth distribution is something which can actually be achieved?
Equity, social justice, those are things that are enshrined in the Constitution of Kenya. And it's a question of just recasting or resetting the country's economic model from the trickle down to the bottom up. I think it's tested and it has worked in countries. The United States itself realizes that trickle down is no longer tenable, and therefore have gone for the bottom up economic model. So I am certain that we can do it here in Kenya.
All right. So as we wind up, what's your message to the people of Mombasa as we
to vote for me? I think I represent a very different type of leadership. I'm different from those who are on the other side. As they say it everywhere, I'm not a project. I stand on my own 2 feet. I have ideas that can transform this county. I have a proven track record of standing for the things I believe in, and I'm not the best person in Mombasa per se, but of the candidates that I'm running against, I think I offer a better alternative. In that regard, I am asking for everybody's vote. But in a situation of peace and tranquility, we have asked our candidates, our supporters, to come and vote for us, not to go and beat up anybody. So we want to ensure that we're able to finish up this campaign peacefully in a manner that promotes democracy and harmony. Elections come and go, societies stay, nations stay. So therefore, I'm grateful. I'm confident that we will secure victory. And I'm asking for the people of Mombasa to show up in large numbers and exercise their right to vote.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so that was Gubernatorial Aspirant Hassan Omar. And yeah, so tomorrow we go to the ballot. Let's have a very, very peaceful election. We've had peace across the country. Let's keep the peace. My name is Lucy Mwendwa. This is JCC TV.